Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of my tutorials. Uh, in this series of tutorials, I am going to demonstrate how to make a simple, video game or something, a game-like thing with C# in Microsoft Visual Studio. In the first class today, I will be discussing how to customly paint on this Windows form and how to play a sound and move an object. So to begin, I have my resources in this section here. I have a few already downloaded files, so I'm going to be using them as my resources. So first, let's see what our background is going to be. Our background is going to be this one, and its size is, I think, 640 by 400, somewhere like this. Yeah, 640 by 400. So let's first resize our Windows form to its size 640 by 400, and then name this form a simple game. This is going to be a simple shooting game. I will just try to demonstrate you some normal stops. So I'm going to name this game form. So in the first part today, we're gonna just try to paint the background. And to paint the background, we're gonna be needing a private void game form underscore paint method. Its first parameter will be a object sender, and the second one will be system dot windows dot forms dot paint event arguments. I will name this PE or event arguments anyway. So I want to draw the background onto the Windows form. So first thing first, let's get the graphics. To draw, I'm gonna name this G equals to E dot graphics. So I have got the graphics. Now I will have to get an image. I will name this background equals to image dot from file. So this will take a string as parameter. Basically that's gonna be the location. So let's copy paste its location, and it says jpg file. So background resources, and now its name is background.jpg. As you can see, it's background.jpg. So now I need to draw this using graphics G. Draw image, and the first parameter is going to be the background, that's the image. Second is going to be the x-axis, and third is going to be the y-axis. So if I run this, you'll see that it won't be drawn onto the Windows form. The reason is we need to add something, we need to first go to the design and select events, and under the events tab we will have to find the paint, and we have defined a paint, or I've named it paint. Sorry, my bad. So under the paint section we'll be loading the game font paint, and if we now run, it is a black window. Now I want to draw the soldier on this, so today's part we're gonna draw the soldier and we're gonna fire the bullet. That's gonna be it for today. So to make a soldier, I will have to add a class. I'll name that soldier, soldier. It will have integer x private, integer x axis, private, integer y axis, then it will have another field, private integer lives, and private string image path. Okay, so now I'll have to define a public constructor for the soldier. The parameters will be integer x axis, integer y axis, integer lives, and string image path. Let me quickly check how long the video is been running for. So it's been 7 minutes 27 seconds. So now I'll have to define the constructor this.x-axis plus x-axis, which means this.x-axis means this x-axis right here, and this x-axis means this x-axis. So I'm putting this x-axis into the classes x-axis. So now this dot y-axis, I'll be doing the same thing for all the parameters. This dot lives equals to lives, and this dot image path equals to image path. So our constructor is defined. Now as these methods are fields or variables are private, I will need some public methods for get access commuters or getter setters. I like to call them getter setters. First I would like to set the x axis. It's the same thing, so I'm gonna copy it. This dot x axis equals to this, then public void set y int y axis. Now many of you might have have the information or have the idea that the image class itself has these y-axis as these fields defined, but I want to show you guys how these things really work. I'm going bit by bit so that you can understand what these things basically. It's not gonna be about designing or fancy anything. It's gonna be about raw codes and how to customly build and draw some images and detect collision and do something with it. So another public void set image path. It's gonna take a string and image path. So this dot image path equals to image path. So now that's for the setters. Now I'll need the getters. Public int getX. It will just return the x, return the x-axis rather. Then public int y-axis get y, return y-axis. Then public int get lives, return lives, and then public string get image path. So let's return the image path, return image path. Now I want to define a public custom paint method for this class. So I'm going to write public void paint, and again its first parameter would be object sender, second would be system dot windows dot forms dot paint event arguments. Again I'm going to call it PE. So again, first thing first, guess the graphics. Now here you will see that graphics G is not available. The reason is I have to use a namespace that's using system.drawing. Now the graphics will be available. Now I have to draw it's for the class, like for each and every object it's gonna be the same. So I have to draw the first I need to do the image. I'd say img equals to image dot from file. I just mentioned it takes a string as a parameter, and I have the image path for it. So I'm gonna pass it there, and then I'm gonna use g.draw image. Again, its first parameter is the image, so I'm gonna pass the image, and then the x-axis and the y-axis. Now all of these, why I'm doing these like this, will make sense now when I'm gonna draw the soldier. Okay, so first I have to initialize my soldier. I'll name it soldier equals to new soldier. So it's x-axis, y-axis, lives, and image path, you can see. So I want it to be right at this edge of the screen, so the x-axis will be 0, and y-axis maybe our screens, our windows y-axis limit is 400, so maybe set that 330, and lives I will give it 10 lives, and image path I will copy it. I have tested, and this one is pretty small. I will use this as my image. This is pretty small. Again, it's not for the graphics and other stuffs or fancy designing thing. It's just an example to show you how to manipulate this custom drawing. I have struggled a lot to find these, and that's why I thought to make this tutorial. So now that my soldier is initialized, I am ready to draw it. So I'm gonna draw it here in the paint method. I have already a custom paint method for my soldier class, which takes an object sender as a parameter and PE with paint event arguments. Like if you don't remember, this is our paint method and this is its parameters. So I've been giving the parameters and it's all set. Now I will click on it. You can see it's pretty small, it's right in the corner here. So that's our soldier, first of many soldiers. So it will be now I'm gonna draw a bullet. So for that, wait, let me see how long the video is going. 15 minutes. I will try to finish it up in between 30 minutes. I will take 15 more minutes maybe. So I'll have to add another class, which will name it bullet. And for the sake of time, I'm gonna copy these things because it's basically gonna have the same thing, x-axis and y-axis. Just it's not gonna have the lives thing with it, and it's also gonna have an image path. It's gonna have those getter setters, so I'm gonna use the getters first. That's one good thing you get if you use the same name. You can, or you can extend it. Yeah, I could have extended it, but yeah, that shouldn't have been done. Because bullet is not a child of soldier. That's been really lazy programming. And also that would not have made any sense, because definitely bullet is not a child of a soldier. Maybe if I make this tutorial a really big one, or make this project a really animated one or something like that, maybe then we will have a lot of soldiers. Then I might need to extend some. So these are my set x, set y, get x, get y, and I will need to get image, and I will need to set image. So now the paint method is again the same for both of them, because I haven't used anything specific, it's general, so I just copy paste it. And I again have to import using system.drawings. I have to define the constructor. Its first parameter again is going to be x-axis and y-axis, and string image path. So again it's going to be this dot x-axis equals to x-axis, this dot y-axis equals to y-axis, and this dot image path equals to image path. So our bullet class is ready, so we can draw our bullet or do something with our bullet. So I'm gonna have a bullet array. I'm gonna name it bullets, and its size gonna be, I could give them 10 bullets, give my soldier 10 bullets to work with, because this is just a demo version, dummy version, what you want to call it. So it's going to be pretty simple and pretty small, so just 10 bullets would do. Now I'll have to initialize it, and always remember, try to initialize it into the constructor, or if you initialize it outside the constructor, you have to call that method from the constructor. So int I is equal to 0, I is less than bullets dot length I plus plus, and bullets I equals to new bullet. So I want to draw the bullet outside of my screen, because I only want to see the bullet when I'm firing or pressing any button. So I want to set the x-axis to 10, set the y-axis to 10, and the image path, again I'm gonna go over my tool, the resource folder, and I'm gonna copy the directory here, the location, and it's a png file and its name is bullet. So I'm gonna just paste it here, /bullet.png. Let me recheck it again, bullet.png. So I have initialized all of my bullets. Now I will have to paint it again using a for loop. Int I equals 0, I is less than bullets dot length I plus plus, and I again have a custom paint method, so I'm going to just use that, which takes an object, which takes a sender object and a paint method, paint event argument. So it's drawn. Now you won't be able to see it. If I run this, you won't be able to see it. Maybe if I maximize it, you can see it. No, you can't. It's outside of my window region. Now I want to see it, okay, and that's the last part of this today's tutorial. I want to add a key event where when I fire the bullets come up, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a private void game form underscore key event, again object sender, and this time around it's going to be system.windows.forms.key event arguments. So I'm going to write it ke. So if ke dot key code equals keys dot let's say space button. If I press the space button, I want the bullets to fire, right? So how? So I don't want this to randomly fire. I want this to fire from exactly this position, So it's gonna be shooters X and shooters Y position. Okay, so let's fire it from there. One more thing, I need a counter. I need a counter int count equals 0. This is gonna count the bullets. So let's set bullets. I've initialized it to 0, so it's gonna point to the 0 index. So bullets count 0, set X to the soldier dot get X. Now it ain't gonna be perfect at the first, but we're really building towards it, okay. Set Y soldier dot get Y. Now you see why I have defined those x-axis, y-axis individually for each of the classes. So my bullets are exactly where the soldier is at, but again I won't be doing that. I'll be needing some more accuracy, precision. So okay, first let's run this. I want this bullets count dot set x. That means I want this bullet, when it fires, I want it to go like this. So it's gonna increment its x-axis. Bullets count dot get x plus 5 maybe. Yeah, and I have to use this dot refresh for that. Now this refresh thing, refreshes it. Like if it's here, then plus 5 it's here, then plus 5 then it's here, it refreshes thing. So but for how long? I want this thing to happen till my bullets count dot get x is, so it's 0. This point is 0. I want this to be maybe outside of my window, so it's as long as it's less than maybe say 800, I want this thing to happen. Okay, now I have to do the parentheses. Now if I run this and press the space button, you won't be able to see anything. In fact, you will see some bufferings. So it's the main reason is I need to set the properties of this window. This double buffered, it's false. I need it to be true. It's by default is false, but I need it to be true. Now let's get back to the code. So from 0 to up until 800, it's gonna bullets count dot set x. And now I want, after the while loop ends, I want the count to be incremented. Okay, so let's run this now and see what happens. I can't see the bullet. The reason is I haven't added the event to my events section. So go over again to design and click on events section and find the key down method or the section, and here we have already defined the key event. We're going to add this, and now if you run this, you see a bullet is passing by. Again, I told you it's not going to be perfect, so we need to work on this. Excuse me. So as you can see, I want the y-axis to be, it's over his head, so I want it below his head maybe. Let's see +10 if it does it or not. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, but now I need to set the x-axis. So yeah, I need the x-axis to be precise. Maybe +10 here as well. Let's see. Now I think I need to add 5 more pixels to it. So let's add 5 more pixels to my bullet, and then let's space. Yeah, now it looks absolutely perfect. It's coming out exactly the way it should. Now the last topic of this tutorial is let me see how long I've been going. 29 minutes, so that's okay. Just add the sounds to it. I want the sounds to be added when this button is clicked, space button, and thus you do it by system dot I don't remember, media dot sound player. Yeah, it's all about methods, how many methods you can remember. I usually code with documentation open in the tab here. So sound player equals to new system dot media dot sound player. Again, it takes an integer, it takes a string, and I want this sound bullet fire to be initiated. Okay, so I'm gonna use this as a WAV file. Just run this. Let you guys hear what it is. So this is what I want to hear. So I'm gonna put it here, backslash bullet fire.png. Let me see again, bullet fire dot not png, wav, my bad. And one more thing, I need to open this. So sp dot play, and now when I click the button, there's a sound. I think I can maybe quicken things up a bit. 152. Yeah, that's better. So this is for the first part. The next tutorial will be using enemies and image detection, and a lot of multi-threading will come into play. So till then, stay tuned, and I hope you guys understood what I have done. Thanks for watching.